Hey, what do you say? Welcome in to yet another edition of the Run In Podcast. My name's Tommy Paradise.
And it's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ coming live from the rafters.
What's up, man? You're about a week away from being out here on the East Coast.
What's the weather?
I was just pulling my phone over actually to do take a look and see what you're in store for. It's actually been really nice here.
Okay.
For this time of year. It's been like in the high 40s, low 50s lately.
I can handle that.
Last few weeks. But you come
That's
in on
some Bay Area stuff.
It's gonna be 35 degrees when you get here.
Okay.
Sunday, it's gonna be 42, and then when you leave, it's gonna be 47. So when you leave is gonna be when it's the warmest. So
well, my weather has not been helping with the transition here. Like, it's been 70 degrees every day. I'm like, come on now. I'm trying to toughen up my blood here, and you guys are giving me this warm stuff.
Try to get used to it, right?
Yep.
This episode is brought to you by Figure Collections. Make sure you hit up figurecollections.com. And we got more information on Figure Collections over the course of the episode. We'll let you know a little bit more about what's going on over there at Figure Collections. We got a giveaway coming up. Actually, this episode, screw it, let's do it. We got a Cody Rhodes American Nightmare shirt to give away to anybody. To the American Nightmare, to anybody who retweets this episode and shares it on social media. Just tag us in it so we see it. We're going to pick one lucky winner on next week's episode to win that t-shirt. Yeah, t-shirt giveaway. And we got some magnets we're going to start selling. I've started selling them in the Fig Cave group, thefigcave.com. I'm going to start selling that. We're going to actually have a website shortly. I know I think I've said that the last few weeks, but we're working on it.
It's a work in progress.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Make sure you are subscribed wherever you're listening to this, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're using to listen to this podcast. Make sure you are subscribed. Write us a review. Give us one of them 5-star ratings. Also, make sure you go over to YouTube, type in the Run In Podcast, and hit that subscribe button over there. We've uploaded. We actually put our first episode ever up. Not our first episode, but our first video form of our episode last week. Our last week's episode is the
see
first
us.
one. Yeah, you can watch us live and in person. Well, not live to tape,
right?
In person. So those are on YouTube now. We're going to start doing that every week. We'll show you guys in the video like our weekly purchases. You can see my face when DJ thinks we have 1,200 followers on Twitter, but we're actually following 1,200 people. So it's good stuff. If you're bored at work,
but we did move up though. We did move up this weekend on Twitter.
We hit 700 followers on Twitter. That's a pretty big milestone. We keep on growing. But real quick, just back to the YouTube. I also posted the unboxing of this month's pro wrestling crate that I did, and then I also did a little toy hunt last week and put that up on YouTube. So go check those out. It's youtube.com. We don't have a youtube.com/anything yet. We just have YouTube, and then go there, type the Run In Podcast, and find us and subscribe. Once we get to 100 subscribers, maybe we'll give something away to one lucky subscriber. But if we get once we get to 100, we can make it a lot easier for you guys and make it youtube.com/the Run In Podcast. We got a March Madness deal we're going to be doing soon. Restaurants. We're going to see what is the best restaurant in the country.
That's right.
It's going to be a good one. That's
once and for all.
Yes, and that's going to start March 1st, by the way. March 1st, that'll be starting. We'll be putting it out on our social media, and then we'll announce the winners and stuff, and then go to the next week and stuff like that. Still working out the details. We just finalized the list of restaurants today. 64 restaurants battling to be the Run In Podcast Restaurant Champion of the World for 2021.
Whoever wins, we might have to do a remote from from one of them.
Also, don't forget to hit our Pro Wrestling Tees store. You guys know the deal now. ProWrestlingTees.com/runinpod. If you haven't already, download the Pro Wrestling Tees app because they will throw out sales every once in a while. This past week, they just did one 15% off anything in the store. So make sure you're on that app and you have your notifications on. And then Kenny's correction, man. We got none this week. Again, he said, great episode. He's going to be out of a job here pretty soon.
I doubt it. Or screw up something.
Yeah, he goes, you guys had one, but Tommy fixed it halfway through. So sorry about your mistakes. But make sure when you're at ProWrestlingTees.com buying one of our shirts that you buy one of Kenny's shirts as well.
Yes.
Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/thecallup. I got one and it's on its way. Actually,
oh, there we go.
We're meeting up with Kenny next week. We're meeting up.
Yeah, we are
live and in person. We're going to Heroes Hideout in Albany, New York, and we're going to go some pro wrestlers. Make sure you are. If you haven't seen the lineup for this event, it's WrestleFest 4 Tag Team Edition. It's next Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You'll still have time to get home and watch the AEW pay-per-view. Yeah, it's going to be. We've talked about it a few times on here. If you're going to this, let us know through Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Just let us know. It's the Steiner Brothers, Money Inc. and Virgil, the Bushwhackers, Afa and Sika, the Dream Team, Beefcake and Valentine, the Headbangers, Lex Luger, Deuce and Domino, Kimona, Ken Shamrock, Powers of Pain, Dan Severn, Haku, Butterbean, Swoggle, Brett Azar, who is actually in the Young Rock show. He's the one who plays Iron Sheik.
Okay.
Some pretty good lineup for this this WrestleFest 4 thing. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be there, probably grab some beers and some food afterwards. And yeah, we'll have to if you, like I said, we'll be there. We'll have magnets, we'll have stickers and stuff to give out if you come up to us and say, hey, aren't you guys from the Run-In podcast? Now that you can see what we look like on YouTube, and I'll probably have a Run-In podcast shirt on. Let's be real here. So
I don't know if I'll be able to wear a t-shirt, but I think you'll notice me.
I mean, we'll be inside. So, DJ, you got the Vigilante drip flowing?
I do, as usual. I'm ready.
Go ahead, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That Propa 12. Yeah, what you got? You got that bang? I
got another bang here. Purple Haze. I saw Bang. Bang is getting a glow up. They are going to have some hard seltzers coming out shortly. I'm going to check those out.
Some caffeine and alcohol, so you can get jacked up, but you can't pass out.
It's like I do that a lot when I'm hosting trivia. I'll have a bang before it, and then I start drinking booze, and it just levels you out, man. It's like your heart goes way up while you're drinking that bang, and then you come right back down with the booze. It just keeps you level-headed. Not level-headed, just your heartbeat level.
I don't know about level-headed, but yeah.
Definitely not level-headed. One other thing I wanted to mention here, by the way, we decided to, if you're in the area, I know we have a good amount of listeners that are in the same area as me. We are sponsoring a pro wrestling event. The world seems to be opening back up, man. Like I just found out today, it was just announced today that the TD Garden where the Bruins play, Celtics play, we're going to start having 12% capacity. We're going to be able to start going to games again and stuff soon. I'm sure tickets are going to be ridiculous and a pain in the ass to get, but the Red Sox just announced there'll be 4,000 people there for opening day. But this pretty good pro wrestling promotion here in the New England area called Blitzkrieg Pro is putting on their first show since COVID, since since everything hit the fan. Friday, May 7th, Blitzkrieg Pro Scratch the Surface and the Run-In podcast is a very proud sponsor of that event. If you're in the area, it is May 7th at 6:30. Doors are at 6:30 p.m. Bell will be at 7 p.m. That you guys know if you're in the area, these guys usually have pretty solid lineups. I've met like Kevin Nash through these guys. Trying to think of some other ones here real quick. Bret Hart, MJF. We had some great talent come through there. Both like up and coming and like veterans. So it's good stuff. So if you're in the area, check that out. Looking forward to being a part of that show. So good stuff there. Good stuff. And obviously I'll be there and I'll be handing out stickers and magnets and stuff too while we're at that show too. So
when's the show?
It's May 7th. It's like 2 months after you're out here.
You
thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it. Like, let's be racking up some miles here. Like,
Yeah. It still might be 40 degrees out here. You never know with New England weather.
Right.
But that's 100% true. That's a shoot. And what do you say about getting in the ring here? You got anything else housekeeping wise or anything else to talk about?
I'm ready to talk about this stuff that happened in the ring.
All right, let's get in the ring. In the Ring is brought to you by our boy Buy Sell Trade Toys. He's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. Instagram is at Buy Sell Trade Toys. Twitter is at BST_toys. You can use the code RUN10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. All right, man. Elimination Chamber was this past Sunday. I know you had the reaction show with Phil and Mike and Kenny all jumped on. I did not jump on. I had a terrible hockey game, playoff hockey game.
Playoff hockey.
Yeah, it was not a good night. Give me your reaction of Elimination Chamber, man.
You had some of the matches that were kind of a slow burn, like we talked about on the reaction show. We were a little bit disappointed, like with we were looking for that push with Cesaro. I think we all were, and we didn't get that. I do think that if there was a crowd there, I think they would understand more about how the people. I think there are a lot of fans out here that are ready to see Cesaro get a big push. The Miz winning this thing, winning like at the end. That we reacted to that. And how there was no women's chamber. That was the other thing that on the reaction show that we were a little bit perturbed about. Like, we got a tag team match that didn't really push any storylines or anything, where you could have in a spot where you could have had the women's elimination chamber, and then no Asuka.
Yeah. What'd you think of the pay-per-view overall, man? Like, I thought it was a decent show.
Right.
I saw somebody post like it was one of WWE's best pay-per-views in a long time or recent, and I don't agree with that at all. I felt like they had a lot of stuff like not go their way. Obviously, Keith Lee wasn't able to partake. Lacey Evans wasn't able to partake, which took Asuka out. And that's like one of the bigger storylines right now. Kind of like you guys said, where they didn't really move anything along. Although now that like we've seen Raw and SmackDown will be on tonight and stuff, but I think they are moving some stuff along. We're gonna get. It doesn't look like Drew's getting a rematch right away. Like, it looks
not
like
right away. No.
Sheamus. I thought for sure, like, hey, they're gonna, here's the belt on Miz right now, which I think is a great idea. Nobody, I think, thought he was going to cash in and win.
No,
I think everybody thought he was going to cash in and lose. I'm here for. I used to be a Miz hater. I could not stand Miz. I was like, kind of like how I felt about McAfee, where I was just like, what the hell? Like, why is this guy in wrestling? What is he doing? He's a reality TV star. He's annoying. But I think like the last probably 5 years, Miz is doing like some of the best work he's ever done. And I find him super entertaining. I think I kind of like where they're doing this, where he's winning it right before Mania. And, now I think when everybody, myself included, when Miz won, I'm like, okay, here we go. They're taking it off of McIntyre so that they can do a build up so the hero can win at WrestleMania.
Right.
And get
and it might be against Lashley.
That's exactly where I was going with that. I was going to say, like, this could still be happening. However, now they're throwing like a curveball at us with like, oh, Lashley's involved now that he's lost the U.S. title. Like, I was not expecting any of this to happen. So, like, for that point of
which is good.
Right, that's exactly where I was going with that too. That perspective, you take that perspective of it, and it's like this pay-per-view did do a lot of good things. Where maybe on SmackDown it didn't really do much because Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, I forget who else was in the chamber, but they didn't really Nothing
Kofi.
really happened. Yep, Kofi, Daniel Bryan, like they were just there, and then you get Edge coming out, at the end and saying he's going after Roman at Mania. So, overall, though, I mean, I'm not giving this a 10. Probably say like a solid 6.5 or 7, but I think there was enough there where it was like, yeah, this is a pretty good pay-per-view. I still think Elimination Chamber should be like in June, and the winner of it gets a title shot at SummerSlam. It's just still a weird spot on the calendar.
Yeah, so I gave it a B, still above average. And I liked what Phil had to say. I think Elimination Chamber should go back to, you have the Royal Rumble winner pick who they're going to go, what champion they're going to go against at WrestleMania. And then whatever title is left, that's what whoever wins Elimination Chamber gets the other champion. I agree with that. Like, I think that makes everything make sense. It tells me why this is right before WrestleMania. It even adds to me, because it's such a brutal match, it adds to the main event. Like, it adds to that character that he had to go through that match to get to the championship match at WrestleMania, which kind of adds to the underdog thing when you get to a championship match at WrestleMania. So I would like it to go back to that. It would be like having a Royal Rumble that meant nothing.
Right. Any other notes on Elimination Chamber? I mean, we'll run it down here real quick. We saw Lashley versus Riddle versus John Morrison, which actually a pretty good match. Riddle gets the U.S. title. Good for him. I mean, I think we all thought Keith Lee was getting this spot where he's getting the U.S. title run. And I think it's cool that they put it on Riddle instead. I actually was like, is Jomo going to win this? Like, for a little bit there. I did see that. My game wasn't until later, so I did see the pre-show. I saw that match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the tag titles. That was I thought that was uneventful.
At least we didn't have a whole spot.
Yeah. Elimination Chamber match for the WWE. That was and that was it really. Right, we did not talk about. Oh yeah, we did. We got Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the title, and I forgot that the SmackDown Elimination Chamber started off, but
and then I'll say it again, like you'll hear me say it a million times on this show. For the folks that are like going back to the Miz hater, if you're still hating on the Miz, you're not supposed to like the heels. Like, I'm going to say this a million times. You're not supposed to like the heels. They're supposed to get on your nerves. You're supposed to not want them to win and be mad that he won. You're supposed to be mad that he won. That's the point.
Right. That's the whole point. The whole point. Wow. I was going to say something else and I completely lost my train of thought here. I thought it was cool that Daniel Bryan won. Like, I mean, I was kind of pulling for Cesaro. He was like my emotional pick. But like, I want Daniel Bryan. I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Probably retiring some point sooner than later. I would love for him to get one last push before he's done. One last push. I remember that WrestleMania 30 like moment that like him chasing that title and stuff like that. That was like some of the coolest stuff I remember at like watching as an adult when he was, that whole run of going up against the Authority and then finally winning it. And I thought they did that storyline very, very well. Elimination Chamber. Yeah, DJ, we got to talk about here with Elimination Chamber, right?
The score,
our predictions.
Yes.
So
our prediction scores.
We both had Roman Reigns. Wash. You had Cesaro, and I can't read my writing. You had Cesaro and somebody else who did not win the. Did you have Kevin Owens?
I think I might I know I didn't pick
something.
Yeah,
it wasn't Kofi.
Yeah, I know I didn't pick. Yeah, it might have been Kofi because there's no way I picked Kevin Owens.
All right, so you had either way, you didn't pick right. I had Daniel Bryan and Cesaro. That's 1 point for me. You had Keith Lee. I had Keith Lee. That's a wash because it didn't happen. And then even if we said, he took Riddle, or no, Jomo took his spot. Never mind. Then we had Lacey Evans and the tag match. or no, that was supposed to be a title match, and
a title match.
Yeah, I got X'd because Lacey Evans actually is pregnant. So that's a wash. And then we both had Drew McIntyre winning, or you had AJ and Drew McIntyre. I went straight Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber for Raw, and we both got that right. So I won 2-1. I'm the champion, baby. Bring that belt. I want to watch that right now. Put that belt in your suitcase.
Well, I'm not taking this camera through this room right now, but yeah, I don't know what I got laying around. But
you are going to celebrate that like an asshole too, just cause.
That's all right. We could have a title change right when I'm there.
That's right. Good.
With the AEW show,
especially because I'm like slacking on AEW. Like I'm not 100% sure on like what is going. I mean, I know kind of what's going on, but that could be one where you roll me up backstage for that one.
1, 2, 3. The schoolboy. I'm surprised we haven't had Bad Bunny get schoolboyed yet.
Oh man, speaking of Bad Bunny, I want to get into my 3 things. I think we're done with the Elimination Chamber talk.
Yes.
But first, guys, we got to have you hear a little word from our sponsor. Guys, how many figures do you have in your collection? How many 50 figures? 100. What about 43,000 figures? What? 43,000 figures. FigureCollections.com has a database of 43,000 action figures and toys, allowing you to search by character or series. You wonder how many freaking Undertaker figures there are? I'll give you a hint. It's over 300. You can see pictures of almost all of them by searching Undertaker in FigureCollections.com database. FigureCollections.com has been around since 2007, providing the best figure information, deals, and videos. You can get all the info over at FigureCollections.com. Check out the figure database today. It's FigureCollections.com. It's FigureCollections.com. All right. And thanks again to our sponsor, Figure Collections. I wanted to mention this. My boy Jack, who runs that place, he sent that commercial over to me today. But I wanted to mention that he's also buying collections. If you have like a load of figures that you need to unload, need some quick cash, he could certainly help you out. I'm in the process of actually working out a deal with him for some stuff that I didn't sell in the Fig Cave yard sale this past weekend that I just want to get out of my toy room. So hit up figurecollections.com, shoot him a message, and you could sell, he's going to buy it for a little less than what, you think you would get for it, like on eBay or whatever, but it's like he's reselling it. So he's going to offer you a little bit less so he makes some money, but you're getting rid of your stuff, and it all works out. So check that out.
You guys have seen Pawn Stars. You know how this works.
Yeah, exactly. Figurecollections.com is what you need to check out. All right. Our 3 things. This is where me and DJ each take 3 things that happened in the world of wrestling this week on the weekly shows, and we discuss it amongst ourselves. So I'll start out here. We mentioned right before we played that little ad that Bad Bunny. We mentioned Bad Bunny. To me, man, I was thinking this because he was on SNL this week. They talked about it nonstop on Raw this week and on Elimination Chamber. I think he's kind of making that 24/7 title relevant. Like, what was the last title to be on SNL? What was he's not getting rolled up in the back. They're not.
No.
It seems like they might be kind of like running with this Bad Bunny thing with him holding the title. Man, obviously we talked about it there. He's winning selling a lot of merch and stuff like that. So, what do you think, man? Do you think he's finally making this 24/7 title legit, or is it still quite the joke?
Bad Bunny. Well, first, I have to also give it up for that that skit he had in the middle of Elimination Chamber, like that little bit he did with the Miz before the Miz cashed in. That was good. I was like, that was good. Like the confrontation that they had, I was like, he did that pretty well. And he's been playing his character. So he's going all the way with it. Like he's jumping all the way in, which sometimes celebrities do not do. And it looks bad to us wrestling fans, but I'm going to say, like, I can see the effort.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed. Like, I mean, he didn't have to take the 24/7 title to SNL and have it on stage with him.
Right.
So
I thought it was cool. Like, I mean, it's not the coolest looking title. It's not the coolest title that WWE has, but I thought it was like, hey man, that's like that's a WWE title on SNL right now. Like, this dude is, we've talked about it, insanely popular with people way younger than us. He's doing, I feel like right now, all the right things where he's bringing it with him. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing to get the publicity out there, get the name out there, get the brand out there. And I mean, at first I was kind of like, wow, what the hell are they doing? But at this point, I've kind of done a 180 on it where it's like, okay, I see what they're doing here.
I mean, you got to imagine, like, imagine guys our age, like back when, like, Vince put on Salt and Pepper and Run DMC, and like, imagine guys that are our age, what they grew up with, and they're like, dude, why are the rappers in the middle of the ring in the middle of this WrestleMania? Like,
but I would say like it's more like Lawrence Taylor or Mike Tyson, because Salt and Pepper didn't get in the ring. Like Lawrence Taylor actually wrestled obviously a match at WrestleMania,
right? The main event,
right down the road in Hartford. So yeah, it's not like, I think it's a little bit different. I see where you're going, but I do think it's a little bit different. Where like Salt and Pepper's there to perform. Yeah, Bad Bunny performed, but then got involved in the Royal Rumble, and now he's clearly going to have a match at WrestleMania.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit different, but I totally see where you're going with that. Where it is like, well, what the hell is Lawrence Taylor doing? Or even like going even back a little bit further, like Refrigerator Perry or even Mr. T. I think like
Mr. T.
Especially, I mean, obviously, way different era, but it's still like the same. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. So,
right,
yeah, Bad Bunny's doing work, man. All right, your number. Well, again, these are in no particular order, but the first thing, it's probably the biggest news in wrestling this week, and you guys knew we were going to cover this.
Yes,
but Big Show to AEW, man. Give me your thoughts.
I want to hear from the ageist people that were there was a whole big deal about a lot of the wrestlers in WWE, like a lot of the stars being 30 and above. All right, where you at? I'm like, we got even my wrestler Sting. You got the Big Show getting signed, and on, like, again, if you don't believe me, go ahead and look up the ages of the AEW roster.
Right.
So I just want to, I put that on there because I was just like, why am I seeing people saying this was a great idea, but we had Edge winning the Royal Rumble. Like, some people are like, oh, see, they don't push any young people, looking, and then I can kind of attach to this. If you look at that roster that WWE just signed to the, like the rookies that are coming in, and including Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Valkyrie, and Rick Steiner's son, who, like, do we really want to talk about who's really pushing young people, or
right?
Yeah.
Big Show is 49 years old. It sounds like they had like a contract falling out where like he didn't like the way he was treated on the last time he was on TV, or the way he was like portrayed the last time he was on TV, where it was Randy Orton was like belittling him, and they were in the middle of a contract dispute. He didn't like that, and that was it. I was legitimately shook by this. I thought, like, shocked, whatever you want to say.
Right.
I was like, holy shit, this is real. Like, what is going on?
It's real.
I thought.
Well, now we'll get that Shaq match, right?
Oh God, yeah. Can't wait for that. I legitimately was like thinking Big Show, Paul White, whatever you want to call him, would like ride off into the sunset with WWE and would be like a producer backstage, or like how they've been sending Undertaker to NXT to work with the big guys and stuff like that. I thought he'd be doing that. I thought he was like WWE for life. I mean, there's the press release says he's going to wrestle, but also be a commentator. on a new show called AEW Dark Elevation, which is another YouTube show, which is also weird that AEW is going to have a second YouTube show. And then, yeah, like to me, this has a lot of residue of what WCW was doing wrong on it. And to me, it just seems like Tony Khan is becoming a rich kid, or AEW is becoming Tony Khan, the rich kid's little toy. Like, and he's fanboying and he wants these guys.
It's fig fed.
Yeah. And his real life fig fed. Like, and again, I've said it before, like AEW is one of the shows I like actually watch week to week. You know, obviously, I don't watch SmackDown too often. And I want to like AEW, and they do a lot of things that I do like, but man, this is just like between signing Sting, no offense, DJ, and this, it's just like this is terrible, in my opinion. I'm
gonna get on Sting in a minute. It won't be all. I'm gonna get on him. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not digging this. Like, just right. I remember Big Show like 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, all right, enough Big Show.
Yes.
This doesn't. I understand that they need to have like big names to try to get people to watch it, but you're going against everything that you said you weren't going to do when you started. And like, there's so many guys that are just like their wheels are just spinning. They're not going anywhere in AEW. Miro, Rusev, like he left WWE.
They're in the same spot.
Exactly. He left WWE because they weren't doing anything with him, and here he is, not doing much in AEW.
Him and Hager are in the same spot that they were in WWE. The exact same spot. So that's why that's when I don't get it. It's just like, wait, so you left because you're upset where you were on the roster. You're doing the same thing with a whole new company, and your name is bigger than like 80% of the guys on that roster. Yeah, and you're still in the same spot. So that tells me that we say that they're crazy sometimes. Like we say WWE is crazy sometimes, and that they don't know what to do with person X. But then what I think we're starting to see is this is what was going on. This is why they weren't in bigger spots. Like, because you're seeing a company that could do whatever they want with them, and they're in the same spot. So show me where WWE was wrong in their booking in those guys.
Right. Yeah, and it's just that was like, it's funny. My group of like friends that I talk wrestling with, it's the same conversation that we're having where it's, some guys are saying exactly what we're talking about with AEW, like, oh, but Big Show's not going to get a title match. Like somebody made a joke where it was like, oh, now we're finally going to get Sting versus Jericho versus Big Show. Who I forget who the fourth was for the WCW. I mean AEW World Title at Bash at the Beach.
Bash at the Beach.
And it was like none of those guys are going to get a title shot. I get that. Like it's Sting is there to build up Sammy Guevara. I mean not Sammy Guevara. Darby Allin. Jericho, he's kind of helping out MJF right now. He helped out Orange Cassidy, and I get it. You need these veterans, and you need these older guys, and you need big names to try to put eyes on the product. But you also have to put faith in what you have and believe in what you have. I think, especially to grow and say you're going to do things that you weren't going to, or to stay away from doing things that you said you weren't going to do.
Right. And then I feel like there are guys that, kind of going with the WWE guy who's hard on WWE. I do see guys on the AEW roster that like, why aren't these guys wrestling? Like this is the guy I would tune in to watch.
Well, even we were joking about this in our inner circle chat. Leva Bates, however you say her name.
Yeah, she had a great post today.
AKA Blue Pants. She made a mock video of the Sarah McLachlan like animals commercial where she's like,
yeah,
it's like,
and I'm doing it. I'm gonna send a hashtag. I'm gonna help her out on this.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, check out her Instagram. I think it's a reel. It's pretty good. My number 2 is, what's WWE going to do when baseball starts? So we're very close to baseball season starting. And like I mentioned at the top of the show, we talked about, Boston is going to have 4,000 fans for opening day at Fenway. Are we getting to the point where, okay, maybe WWE can start traveling again? Are they going to just stay in Florida and kind of bounce around from, Orlando to Tampa to, Miami, all the, stay in Florida where there's arenas. I mean, in that state, probably 4 arenas. I just named Miami, Tampa, Orlando. So 3. I mean, they could probably sneak up into Atlanta. Maybe not. I don't know how long that drive is.
What about where the Heat play?
Yeah, it's Miami.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's like some colleges maybe that like university.
Oh, right.
Like right. Especially if you're only doing like a percentage of these arenas. But I mean, obviously they're in Tropicana Field right now. And from what we saw with like Elimination Chamber and some of these pay-per-views with the stuff going on in the back, they're using the whole building.
Right.
Like they're not just using the field, or they're not just using like the parking garage or something like that. They're clearly using the whole building for everything that they need. So I'm curious, like baseball season's right around the corner. I'm wondering what they're going to do. I hope we get back to a live crowd soon.
I think, well, the way these vaccinations are starting to roll out, I think they are going to, like, 'cause remember, wrestlers are essential workers.
Yeah.
So they're in line to even get their vaccinations before people in the regular public.
The vaccinations are rolling out quick. Not to get into politics here, but like my old man's trying to get it, and he can't get an appointment because they're filling up so fast.
They fill up fast,
right?
Like
so
getting PS5 in this bad boy.
Yeah. So it's like they're out there, but how long is it going to be before everybody has it? And it's we have that herd immunity and stuff like that. So that was just that was just like one thing I had on my mind this week, where I was like watching. I think I was watching like Raw highlights or something, and I was like, "The hell are they going to do when all this is done?" Like, or when baseball starts, like
they're going to have to try. So my answer is, I think they're going to have to travel. And I think I think the wrestlers are going to get vaccinated. Like, I mean, we're talking about, these are essentially as celebrities, right? So they're going to get their vaccinations, and they're going to travel.
Yeah. All right. What's your number 2, my man?
Lashley's push. Old Milk Dud is like
I can't see that. Now, I was getting heat in our chat because you said that.
Hey, I damn near got the same haircut. But anyway, he's getting a major push here, and I'm glad that he has somebody to talk for him with MVP. This is gonna be good. Like, I have a feeling it's gonna be McIntyre versus Lashley at WrestleMania, and I would actually like to see that match.
We have one more pay-per-view before WrestleMania, so that could be when the title changes hands, or it could be next week, because isn't Lashley fighting Miz next week on Raw?
That's right.
Yeah, dude. It's I was gonna bring this up. This is actually, like, I had this written down in my my 3 things. That the Hurt Business, as much as I think I didn't really, this is like the 3rd time I've mentioned doing a 180 on the show, but on something, but I feel like I didn't really I wasn't here for the Hurt Business in the beginning when they started, but now they're I think they're one of the best things on Raw. Like, they're really good, especially like MVP doesn't need to wrestle ever again. He's just a great mouthpiece.
Correct. He's like the JJ Dillon, if you will, that really doesn't need to wrestle, but he knows how to set up the matches. He knows how to say what he needs to say to get you excited about the matches coming up. Yep. No, he's doing a great job. And they got their merch is dope, to be honest.
I saw somebody who I was like, oh shit. It kind of surprised me that they were wearing their merch, and I forget who it was. Peter Rosenberg, maybe? I forget who. I saw somebody rocking their merch, and I was like, oh, that's actually like a dope shirt. All right, my number 3, or my last thing on my list, is just one of the biggest I'm becoming a fan of Dexter Lumis. I've always like been intrigued by his character and stuff like that. The more and more that dude can move. I love his character. Again, NXT to me is the best show with the best weekly show
in wrestling
as far as wrestling goes right now. And every week I'm just like, there's somebody else I feel like there's every week that I'm getting excited about. Dexter Lumis, Xia Li, Tony Storm.
Xia Li is killing it right now.
Yeah. That tag team we were talking about last week, MSK question mark.
Yes.
There's just a lot going on in the whole thing. I mean, they're about to bring up the Undisputed Era. Like the stuff we're talking about right now isn't even like the main event stuff. It's just the like other stuff that's going on dude, I said Leon Ruff was going to be on 205 Live after he lost the North American title. And here he is still relevant here
and he's having a good program with Swan. So man, like you
said, the Spanish guy there whose name I cannot never remember, Escobar.
I'm about to say Escobar.
Yeah, they had a great match this past week. Like, I mean, I started this talking about Dexter Lumis, but there's Cameron Grimes is entertaining as hell. Like,
yes,
there's just so much good stuff with NXT right now. It's hard to not watch that. And I'm actually mad at myself because this week I only had time to watch part of one show, one of the Wednesday night shows, and all of the other one. And I did it backwards and I watched AEW first. Ended up watching all of AEW and then ran out of time watching NXT. So I was like, what did I do that for? Why did I do that? So
Dex is a I think I was telling you a couple episodes back, like he's one of my flat out favorite wrestlers. Just like I can tell where he got his gimmick from the Dexter show.
Yep.
And he's and that's like I remember Mick Foley saying like you can't fake the look in a guy's eyes, and he has that look in his eyes. Like he's like he's one of those. I don't even know if I want an autograph from him because it's like, is he gonna choke me out after he shakes my hand? Like so. I wait till that figure comes out. Like when they do his face scan.
Right. That's gonna be you'll probably get a basic first, but that's gonna be a sick figure.
Yes. So Dex is I'm glad he's back because I guess he might have been injured or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be good. Like NXT always has something.
Yep.
They always have something.
They really do. All right, your last thing. You got a couple things written down here. What do you got?
Yeah, just for a second, like we already saw this coming, but I just wanted to acknowledge for a second the Undisputed Era looks like it's like we saw it. Like now we saw the total end of the Undisputed Era. And then I told you I was gonna go in on Sting here. So nice. He had a nice stinger splash, but my man blew up. Like after that Stinger death drop, Scorpion death drop, he was blowing, like when they were going to commercial, he was blowing up. I was like, dude, you did 3 moves.
Right.
Get up. He needs to get. Yeah, like I hope all week he is just on the treadmill or whatever, because you can't blow up on pay-per-view, bro.
I mean, that's definitely why it was a tag, or it is a tag match.
Well, it's a street fight, so I guess you could take your time with a street fight. You hit somebody with something and walk to the next
street fight. We'll get into our predictions and all that stuff next week.
Right.
But I didn't even realize that it was a street fight. I thought it was just a tag match, but hopefully he is careful taking another Brian Cage power bomb, because I feel like that's definitely going to happen. But
I've read that like Tony Khan was saying he was taking power bombs all day, so like to get ready for that moment, and so he's probably ready. I think he just can't take no buckle bombs is what we're talking about here.
Yeah. He's 62 years old, man. That's crazy. Or he turns 62 next month. Yeah.
I hope I look like that at 62. I'll say that. If I look like that at 62, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Tony Khan said that he's fully cleared. That's crazy. Dude, there's a lot of guys where I'm like, man, I hope I look like them when I'm that old, like
right.
singers or celebrities and stuff like that, where I'm just like, man, what are these guys drinking? So, all right, that's it for this week in wrestling, the things we picked. We still got some news to talk about, but before we do that, we got to hit you with Kenny's Impact Minute. He's going to give you the lowdown on what happened on Impact this week.
It's your boy Kenny from Kenny's Corrections, and this is the Impact highlights of the week. Impact officials have finally recognized the TNA World Heavyweight title as an official title for Impact, and the champion Moose ended up putting it on the line last night against Jake something, with Moose getting the victory. Now this is going to set up Moose versus Rich Swann for the Impact World Heavyweight title at their next pay-per-view, which is March 13th. You have Brian Myers somewhat take on Eddie Edwards, but Hernandez ended up taking his place and Eddie Edwards getting the victory. Next week, you're going to have Brian Myers versus Eddie Edwards with special guest referee Matt Cardona. The Good Brothers took on Triple XL with the Good Brothers getting the victory, and you had all 6 men from the X Division title compete in a tag team match, with the winning team getting a title match next week for the X Division title. That winner will go on to face TJP at the next pay-per-view. Join me next week to find out more highlights from Impact Wrestling. If you need to check out more, go on YouTube and type in Impact Wrestling, and you can check out all the highlights from this week's show. Until then, later, Marks.
All right, and that is Kenny's Impact Minute. Make sure you check out his show, The Call Up, obviously. Gotta get rid of his thing here. There we go. All right. Still learning the YouTube thing, the video thing, but
I bet he was. I bet Kenny was happy about Valkyrie getting signed to WWE.
Yeah, man, that's one of the things I was going to talk about here in the news section is that WWE signed the largest recruit class in history to the.
That was the largest in history.
Yeah, to the Performance Center. Rick Steiner's son, Bronson.
Yes.
Rex Steiner, I believe is how you say the name. And then, as you said, Taya Valkyrie, also the wife of John Morrison. Sean Ricker, who stole your name, LA Knight.
Right.
Angela Arnold, trained for Squared Circle under WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, competing as
nice.
AQA. She's impressed in action for Booker T's reality of wrestling promotion, as well as Shimmer. Then we got Parker Boudreau of 6'4". This dude looks huge, 6'4", 300 pounds. Offensive lineman for the University of Central Florida, and caught the eye of Paul Heyman on social media. Anthony Henry is a standout competitor from Evolve Wrestling and has competed on WWE Network. He's been in the ring with superstars like the Street Profits, current NXT Tag Team Champions Oney Larkin and Danny Burch, Nash Carter of MSK, and Roderick Strong. Chance Barrow, better known to fans as Harlem Bravado, as a veteran on the independent scene. North Carolina native, has found success as singles and tag team competitor and made his way to Japan to compete for Pro Wrestling Noah. Teresa Serrano, Christian Brigham. Oh, he's from Massachusetts. Nice. Christian is his wrestling name. Yeah, there's a whole list here, man. So the future is bright with NXT. I mean, they still got like so many guys. I feel like that just we haven't even like Aaliyah is like just now, touching the surface, and we've heard about Aaliyah she was in that documentary show that was on the network, right? About NXT like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, why?
We haven't even seen The Rock's daughter on television yet. Right,
it's true. So I'm actually pretty excited about this this class. Obviously, some big names with John Morrison's wife and LA Knight there joining, and
LA Knight.
It's such a weird name, but hey, what can you do?
He'll make it, but you know what? I can tell he's gonna make it work though. Like just how he didn't, that promo he gave before the pay-per-view, like he jumped right into that name. So without any, I didn't feel any hesitation or anything. So I think he'll be all right.
As soon as you get the shirt, you need that.
I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
Fastlane is going to be the first pay-per-view on Peacock. So I'm wondering
Here
about
we go.
and maybe somebody can smarten me up here with
Right.
it, because I have the WWE Network, obviously, and I signed up for Peacock. We may have talked about this on the show before, but I signed up for Peacock. It's free through my cable company, so I have it, but I can only watch it on the PS5. Peacock doesn't have an app on a Fire Stick or anywhere like anything else that I own.
I use Apple TV and it does have Peacock.
I don't have an Apple TV, so I have Fire Sticks in like my kid's bedroom, my bedroom, and my toy room. So I'm like, hopefully Peacock puts out an app for that. Otherwise, like, what am I going to do? I can't, like, I mean, I like watching. I'll put WWE Network on in the background just while we're here.
You're going to be carrying that big old PS5 everywhere, or getting an Apple TV.
Yeah, so I heard that, and I'm like, what? I think it's on Roku too. I'll probably end up getting a Roku if that's the what happens. I'm sure there is an app coming for it for the Fire Stick eventually, because everybody uses Fire Sticks as well.
Who's your TV? Who's your? I'm sorry. What's your cell phone provider?
AT&T.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But curious how that whole transition is going to go. Hopefully nothing gets too messed up. And hopefully it's not like, remember when WWE Networks first started? It was like every pay-per-view, it was like the spinning wheel, or it would go from like HD to standard definition where it looked like somebody smeared Vaseline all over the screen. Right. Hopefully because everything's already set up. Everything looks, everything's in everything is smooth crossover.
Right, because Peacock as an app anyway looks pretty good. So
I haven't used it that much. I used it to watch Young Rock. My son uses it all the time to watch Harry Potter. But I haven't used it that much myself. So but also speaking of WWE Network, February 24th, which is yesterday as we record this, was 7-year anniversary of WWE Network, which is freaking crazy to me.
That is crazy.
2014 is when it debuted.
Where does seriously, where does the time go? Like that, I would not have guessed that it was 7 years.
I remember being like so stoked that it was coming out, and it's still like the best $10 a month I spent. So for me, I guess
$9.99.
Right. Speaking of WWE Network, Sasha Banks is on the Stone Cold sessions, which I've only gotten like halfway through it. She cries probably 35% of the time, or talks about herself crying at certain things about 35% of the time. So it is pretty good. It is pretty good.
Some stuff I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yep. I didn't know she was homeschooled and all that. I knew she was from Boston. Her husband is actually from my hometown.
Oh, nice.
He went to high school with a bunch of people I know and I'm friends with and stuff. So, and then WWE is dropping some new shows on AEW. Pretty excited for this biography. They're doing Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Ultimate Warrior, Mick Foley, and Bret the Hitman Hart.
I think you meant to say A&E, not AEW. You said AEW.
Yeah, A&E. These are going to be not on AEW. Thank you. But yeah, these all look good. They're all done by like really good producers.
Oh, A&E documentaries are no joke.
Directors, yeah, they premiere on April 18th. This biography lineup, and every single one of these is like ones I'm going to want to watch immediately. Like,
correct.
Like these are all guys I have like a vested interest in, and I want to see more. Like we'll learn more about and stuff like that. So I'm fucking stoked for these, man. I am stoked. I'm
glad they're doing this.
Yeah, I wonder how much. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because A&E they do right around WrestleMania season, they do start to show the documentaries. I remember that one, the Unreal Story of professional wrestling.
Yep.
They show that one. They'll show Beyond the Mat. They show that's the first time. In fact, A&E is the first time I saw the Bret Hart one, the Wrestling with Shadows.
Yep.
So, and it was during the build up to WrestleMania.
Nice.
So they've been doing this, and now I like how they have some new ones for us to watch.
Yeah. And then I'm wondering if these are going to be a little bit maybe they'll talk about, some of the hard times and some of the maybe they'll pull the curtain back just a little bit, and kind of with Dark Side of the Ring being out there, maybe we'll get into some of that stuff, but we'll see. I still say like anything with like a WWE logo on it is going to be protected, but you never know. We are living, I didn't think we'd live in a world when I was a kid with wrestling where rivals are driving together and stuff like that. So you never know.
Right.
The other show is WWE's Most Wanted Treasures. This also premieres April 18th. This is at 10 p.m. It's Legends of the Hunt. This is right up our alley. WWE's Most Wanted Treasure takes viewers on a journey to find some of WWE's most iconic lost memorabilia. In each of the 9 episodes, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H lead a team of collectors, WWE superstars, and legends as they investigate, negotiate, bid, and travel across the country to hunt down and reclaim some of the most elusive WWE collectibles.
And they didn't call us.
I am worried about the only thing I'm worried about with this one is like how fabricated is this going to be? I had a friend who was asked to be on like one of the comic book shows that was on A&E, and it was like totally fixed and fake, and so I'm hoping that like this isn't the case with this, or at least it's not as fake or fabricated as, but it's a reality TV show.
Well, reality TV shows are like, so I know this is going to be somebody's Santa Claus is not real. They're all scripted, folks. And they know who's going to win Survivor before the end. Okay. Right. And the challenges, they're also scripted. And I've been like, I've been on a show like on the Travel Network. Me and my family was on Disney. It was called Disney on a Dime. And we had to act like we were on vacation, and this camera crew was following us, and we were, but actually they paid us through the whole way, and and just so our faces can say that we were happy at Disney World. So so that's what I think this is, but I just want to see the merch. Like I'm not. Yeah,
that's
whatever happens.
Finding something out new about you, man. It's like almost every episode we find something new out about you. Is that episode on YouTube or anything? Is there a link to that we can put out there?
Sure. I think you can type like, because they only made one show of it. It's called Disney on a Dime, and I bet that it's probably still on YouTube, and you can see me running around in Disney World.
I'm writing that down. I'm going to try to find the link, tweet it out. But and then the only other piece of wrestling news that I had is Austin Aries is a turd. That's just the best way to put it. I don't know if you've seen this. He did a meet and greet.
Yes, I did.
At the Wrestling Universe, and encouraged people to not wear masks because he doesn't believe that this is a thing. So, F him. I think he's like one dude who's just like
so Austin Aries, I have a best friend actually that works as an ER tech in Los Angeles. Yeah, why don't you go visit, and he'll take you to one of the floors where they keep people that have COVID-19, and go ahead and lick one of them if you're just so badass and this isn't real. He's seen everyday people dying, like especially in LA. He was one of those hospitals that had they had trailers, like they had to bring frozen trailers for them to put the bodies in, because that's how fast people were dying. So no, I don't have, at this point, I do not have patience for people that try to tell me that it's not real.
Yeah. It's so stupid. So stupid. But that's it for the world of wrestling this week. DJ, ready to walk that toy aisle?
Let's do it.
All right. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by Heroes Hideout. Use the code RUNIN at checkout. Save 10% at heroeshideout.com. They I mentioned this last week. They dropped again, I never saw any like advertisement for this on their website or anything like that. And they're doing WWE action figure drops. It seems like there's like every Saturday, it seems like they're doing these. And they did one last week, and the only thing that's left on there right now as we record this, it's still some good stuff. Decade of Domination Mark Henry, Macho Man, Retrofest Elite, Tenzai Elite 22, Vader Elite 31, which is a great freaking figure. Jimmy Snuka Legend Series 2, great figure. Actually, some of these sold because there was like 2 pages of figures, and now there's only 1. So some of these have sold since I last looked at it. But use the code RUN space 10 at checkout. Save yourself 10% on these figures here on their WWE drop, and of course, keep checking their pre-order section too, where they have all their figures up. You can still get Hulk Hogan Ultimate Edition. There is a signed and unsigned option on there. So, yeah, there you go. Hogan, you can get a Gronk. What's a Gronk? You could get all kinds of stuff on there. So, Ricochet Elite 80 is actually on sale if you're looking for that. So, check out HeroSideOut.com. All right, let's get to it. AEW figures, wave number 2, showing up on shopaew.com. This is the John Moxley, Ray Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., MJF, Hangman Page, and Dustin Rhodes wave. The crazy thing about these is that there's also shirts available with these figures on them.
Yes. I might get that. I like that Penta shirt. I like the colors on it.
The neon green. Yeah, it's not bad. I think this is a cool idea. And the Major Brothers kind of talked about this week, where it's like these aren't like, because of the way Pro Wrestling Tees and Shop AEW work, they're not like sitting on a ton of these shirts. Like, they're printed on demand. So, like, if you wanted, if only one person orders a Dustin Rhodes shirt, they're not losing a ton of money. It's just a cool idea, I think. I wish there was more shirts with figures on it. Like, think about how cool it is now to have like a shirt with like a Hasbro figure on it, right? There's none of those way back in the day, though, like when we had Hasbro LJNs and stuff like that. So fast forward, a couple years from now, I think this is going to be pretty cool. So let's see what else we got here for news for wrestling figures. So a lot of people were complaining about the micro brawlers got new packaging where they're actually like on a card. They used to be in a baggie that was like stapled with like a cardboard thing on top of it. Now they went to a box type thing. I think you might even on the video, you might be able to see my Owen Hart one is back there somewhere. That from this week's or this month's Pro Wrestling Crate, people were complaining because the glue that keeps the bubble on the card was coming off. So and it's happened, like they did like Impact exclusive ones, and it was happening during shipping and stuff like that. So the owner of Pro Wrestling Tees actually put out a tweet saying that he thinks they're going to go back to the old school packaging. So is the cards, like they look, the ones on card look cool, like signed, and if you want to display them, they look way better than like in a baggie with like a cardboard staple to it. But it sucks for the MOC collectors that are like trying to keep these on the card, and it's just not working. So keep an eye out for that. Survivor Series Elites. These are the Survivor Series Elites that came out right before this past Survivor Series. It was like Samoa Joe. I want to say Drew McIntyre was in that set too, and I forget who the fourth was. But they're showing up at Big Lots. Now, this is kind of funny. There's a Big Lots on the way to one of the places I do trivia at, and I stopped at it last night because I'm like, oh, Kane's doing a signing around here. So this Big Lots is actually next to the place that's doing a signing with Kane in November. I'm like, you know what? I went in and all they had was basics. They didn't even have anything like that was worth mentioning. I'm like, I bet these MFers went in there and bought all the Kane Survivor Series Elites, and they're saving them for that signing in November, which would be smart, and
then you can do a combo kind of a deal with the signing.
Exactly. So keep your eye out on Big Lots for that. And Jack from figurecollections.com, he went to a Big Lots, and actually they were ringing up for like $6. Didn't have that luck at all the Big Lots he went to, but he at one specific one they were ringing up for $6. We got another fan vote for the Ultimate Edition / fan takeover figures. It's Triple H. Did you take a look at this?
I did take a look at it. I just I think we talked about it before. Like I don't need a Triple H.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where there's like a handful of figures that I just don't need. Like, how many more Shawn Michaels do I need? I mean, Shawn Michaels is different. His gear's a little more toyetic.
Right.
But like, yeah, the I'm trying to think of like, Triple H. is he is like black tights. There's only so many things you can do. One of the votes was for like 2000 Triple H, and I feel like that's already been done. Like that was the original Ultimate Edition of Triple H. Yeah, it's King of the Ring 2000, Survivor Series 2006, and Super Showdown 2018.
We're just like Steamboat. We got like how many white tights with white geese do we have of Steamboat?
Right. I put it up on our Instagram page to see what people were voting, and most people were voting for Survivor Series 2006, which is like the rehash of DX. The like 2000.
Well, I mean I guess if you're trying to hype up your DX collection, I guess that'll do.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna sit this fan takeover out though.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm not interested in that. I got the Ultimate Edition is probably the last. The new Triple H that's coming out from like where he's wearing the pants,
right?
Like the purple pants. That's probably the last Triple H I'll probably honestly ever buy. I've got all like incarnations of him. We got the debut with him being like the snotty Greenwich guy.
Yep.
We got DX, we got a couple DX ones now, original DX now, the rehash DX, and then main run by himself with the Ultimate Edition. Like that's all I really feel like I need. Phil Gentile from the Fig Cave, friend of the show, he brought up a good point that these Ultimate Editions, the ones in the fan takeover line, are getting a lot of we're getting a lot of like second runs of like Triple H, for example, already has a regular Ultimate Edition. Now he's getting a fan takeover, which is the same, Ultimate Edition. They're going to be the same bodies and stuff. Hogan is getting one. Warrior, HBK. These guys have all had votes for the fan takeover set and had Ultimate Edition figures already. So kind of just an interesting note there.
No, that he may have found a pattern there, which is probably going to come to fruition. Like, so let's see how, like, that's a good call.
There's some new releases up on a Ringside Collectibles. Let's see here. We got it's basically just some basics. It looks like got basic wave number 119. It's Triple H, Dominic Djokovic, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans is a chase. You can get her in yellow or red. And that's really it. Like, there wasn't a ton of wrestling figure news. That Jeff Hardy versus Triple H Elite 2-pack is up on Side Collectibles. We did see, let's see here. We did see, some big news here, actually, that I wanted to talk about.
All right.
We've been talking about every week. We've been talking about Zombie Sailor doing these retro figures.
Yes.
Hasbro, right? He's doing his own line of Hasbros. And I got to say, man, last week he announced Kevin Sullivan, which didn't really pop me. I was like, whatever, This week, though, he announced Earl Hebner is getting a Hasbro style figure. Here for it. I'll be ordering that. Bruiser Brody and my Dino Bravo.
I do like the Bruiser Brody. I think that, and I liked Earl.
Mostly just because, like, think about being a kid with those Hasbro figures. We didn't have a ref.
No, we did not have a ref. The only time I can remember a ref, like, wasn't there a ref on if you got the Remco AWA ring, and then didn't they have a referee like on the cloth on the side of the ring?
I believe so. I think there is a ref, I think, in that AWA line though. Dick Worley.
That's true. I think you're right.
Like, there's a hard one and a soft one, so they're always trying to get the hard dick.
Exactly.
It's a running joke on there. And then Ethan Page is getting a figure toy collection figure, or figure toy company figure, FTC. I hate these figures. They always look like the puppets to me in Team America. Like, they just look
that's
so
right.
weird.
That's right.
Like, I like Ethan Page. I'd love to support him, but I'm not going to buy. And I said it a couple weeks ago. I said, like, the only one I might consider, which is wild, is the Alex Wright Dust Wonder Kid one. Throw him on my WCW shelf, but we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. What is this here? Oh man, Major Brothers just
What's
posted
that?
15 minutes ago. Exclusive look
Okay.
at hand-painted prototype for Nerds Clothing, New Japan Pro Wrestling Switchblade, Jay White retro style action figure
Ooh.
manufactured by Cella Toys. This looks pretty good too. Check it out at Major WF Pod. Cella Toys is making some good ones too. They got the Dynamite Kid coming. It's kind of fun that, like these are getting these retro figures are getting like a revamp. Like Mattel said, well, we're not going to do retros, and all these other companies are like, "Yep, we'll do them. We'll do them."
Like, okay.
I'm all for the retros, man. One last wrestling. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
I'm just saying, like, to get some variety on your shelf.
I'm at a point with my Hasbros right now where like the ones I need are the expensive ones. So like if they're gonna put out new ones, like I said, Bravo, Earl Hebner, Bruce Brody, I'm gonna buy these and I'm gonna keep waiting for the prices to go back down for the original Hasbros. Like I need a 1, 2, 3 Kid. I need the HBK Shawn Michaels. I need there's some. I need Dusty Rhodes. Like there's expensive ones that I need. Ludwig Borga, Adam Bomb. Like so mailaways. Like the prices are going to go down on those, but like, so I'm just chilling right now with what I have. And, if I come across a deal or whatever and flea market or something, I'll pick up what I need. But at the same time, it's like, I can still get excited about those figures that are sitting in my collection behind me, the Hasbros and stuff with these new ones coming. All right. One last piece of wrestling news and then we'll move on here. Oh shit! Actually, there was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't. Oh yes. All right. So, if you're speaking of Hasbros, there is a company called on Instagram, WRE Collect. You can go to WREcollect.com. They made a 3D printed mesh style Hasbro steel cage. So you can do like a steel cage match with your Hasbros. And it's on the ring. It's pretty cool. They have a mesh one and they have the classic blue one. It's pretty cool. Check it out. WREcollect.com. This guy has made some other cool stuff too. He actually made a blue steel cage. He made the barbershop window. He made
that's right. That's right.
He made the ring carts before Mattel did. So he's made a lot of cool stuff. He does it all through a 3D printer. So he's made some pretty cool stuff here. Check him out, WRE Collect or WREcollect.com to get that cage and all that other stuff. So one last piece of wrestling news, though, is our friends over at Retromania. Their game is dropping through Steam. The Retromania game is dropping through Steam tomorrow, or when this drops on the 26th. They did hit a little bit of a snag with the actual console release, but keep an eye out. It should be available soon. There was some kind of certification that they needed to get. All the information is at retromaniawrestling.com. So they said they at the most it'll take 2 weeks, but they don't expect it to be longer than that. And hopefully it'll be a little bit sooner, and you can get it through Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, which will be available right away. And then there's an arcade version for $800. You can get the arcade version.
Yes, with cabinet and all.
Yeah, cabinet. I forget the name of the company that it's through, but I will not be buying it. I'll be buying it through probably PlayStation.
Yeah, I think I'll get the PlayStation version. That's a spicy meatball for 800 there.
Yep, that's crazy, but good for them. They announced also this week that Mr. Hughes will be part of the game, which I popped for. I was like, oh, and James added to the roster as well. So
I like that artwork for Mr. Hughes. He had an urn in his hand.
Yep, good stuff there. Marvel Legends announced some news this week. They announced for the first time an all villains line. I thought it was very cool. Let's see here. Let's see if we got the whole list.
I do need some villains.
Let's see here. It is, again, I should have had this pulled up, but I did not. Let's see here.
Of course you don't.
Arcade, Aim Scientist Supreme, The Hood, Battle World Dr. Doom, Lady Deathstrike, classic Red Skull, and the Build-A-Figure is, I'm probably saying this wrong because I've never heard of this guy. Zemnu, Xemnu. Zemnu. He's like a big white wolf looking guy.
I thought okay. I was thinking of somebody else. Okay.
I'm digging the Red Skull, and I'm digging the Doctor Doom in all white. Very cool looking. The other one, like I was really excited for a villain line, and I'm like, some of these guys I don't remember. But Doctor Doom looks really good. The Red Skull looks really good. They all look really good. But
how about Lady Deathstrike? The
Lady Deathstrike looks good too. Yep. The AIM Scientist Supreme looks really good. They're just, I think the only two I need for my collection are Doctor Doom and Red Skull.
Okay.
But
no Mordok, huh?
Pretty cool that they're doing a whole like wave of villains. I think they need to do that more, because if you're a kid and you're playing with these, like, you need to have the bad guys. Like, you need to have a whole world of superheroes.
Yeah, you need heels. Everybody needs it. All these shows need heels.
Exactly. Let's see here. What else we got for some news? Oh boy, DJ, what am I gonna do? Randy from
I don't know. You're about to get another Detloff is what's gonna happen.
Randy from NECA tweeted out this week that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line, over all the lines, movie, comic, cartoon, video game, special editions, all that stuff, they're going to have 50 new figures in 2021. I have to say that quietly because I think my wife's still awake. 50 new figures. Now,
she's going to come running in there, 50 figures.
I tapped out on the comics. So I did draw the line. I was like, I got to draw the line somewhere. I'm not going to do the comic figures. I read a couple of the comics when I was younger, but like I haven't really been interested since. So I'm not jumping in on those. But
okay,
and some of these ones that they're teasing, and they announced the Loot Crate, and then they put out pictures of the Loot Crate. So the Loot Crate. Let's talk about the Loot Crate. The Loot Crate was amazing. So they did this before. They did, wave one of this Loot Crate, or series one of this Loot Crate, where, I've talked about it on the pod before. You get a video game box, you get a movie box, you get a cartoon box, and a comic box, and they all have awesome stuff. Shirts. I got a couple mugs, a hat, stickers, pins. But the main attraction is that it comes with a NECA figure for each line, comics, movies, etc. Every figure's been great. So they announced that they're going to do number 2. The first figure that they announced is going to be a movie figure, and it's Danny from the movie. And this is like a figure I feel like you put that in Target, nobody's going to buy it. The diehards will buy it, but put it in this box, you're like, all right, let's go. Now, they actually got the rights. In the movie, he's wearing a Sid Vicious shirt, the punk band.
Oh, wow.
The rights for that shirt, so he looks perfect. They got the rights from the actor. They're like, so everything is spot on, at least in the pictures. I can't wait to see this. Now, if you guys are on the fence about ordering these boxes, you have till March 23rd to make up your mind about these boxes. Loot Crate got a little bit of heat from some of the fans because they kind of put it out there on their website like, hey, figures from these previous sets are selling for like $300 on the secondary market, which they are. The Rocksteady and Bebop. So if you're like on the fence about these boxes, just do it. Because if you get something you don't want, you're going to get some of your money back. Guarantee you'll at least get, each box is $50. So, and there's 4 of them. If you order all 4, you get an extra figure for free. So, and it's movie, comic, arcade, or video game, and movie, comic, and cartoon. So it's all 4 turtle worlds. It's worth it. Highly recommend doing it, and you have until March 23rd to jump on and do that. But people were like bitching about them doing putting it out there that you can make money off of these. It's like, well, wouldn't you, if you were NECA or Loot Crate, wouldn't you rather have people buying them and then reselling them, because you're at least getting that money in step one where they're buying it from you? It was just weird that people were complaining about that, but let's move on. That's it for turtle news. DJ, we kind of did this last week where we started a little bit of a new feature where we ask, we kind of throw a question out there about collecting, our collections, etc. And one of our friends of the show, Tony, asked me this through a text today or yesterday. Okay. And he asked me if I would ever get a figure or a toy tattoo. Curious what your thoughts are first.
That's a tough one because, and I say that because, like, for example, if I like my Black Panther hot toy, it's such a great, like, Hot Toys make their figures so articulate that you can make a very cool pose
right
out of that figure and come up with a pretty badass tattoo of Black Panther coming from your action figure, right. So in that sense, I can see getting a tattoo of a toy, but I don't see getting a tattoo of, like, say, a Hasbro. Like, I don't see it. Like, I can buy T-shirts all day of Hasbro's, but I don't see putting it on my body forever.
Gotcha.
Of a Hasbro.
For me, I went back and forth on this a little bit because I get what you're saying about the Black Panther and, like, the Hot Toys, but it's like you can find a badass picture that probably looks pretty close to that hot toy of Black Panther and bring it to your tattoo artist or whatever and say, hey, I want a tattoo of this. For me, it would be a Hasbro or a Galoob or LJN. Like, it would be a retro toy, but I don't think I could do it. I think if I've thought about getting a Ric Flair tattoo, just like a silhouette of his, like a cartoon version of his face or something like that. I've thought about it. I've never done it. I've like, part of my arm is not covered, but it's a sleeve in progress, I would say. But, like, I want more tattoos. If I was going to get one, it would not be of a toy, basically. And if I was going to get a toy, you know what it would be? I think it would be, the Technodrome from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid.
Ooh.
I might just get that on my back, actually. That would be badass. Technodrome tattoo on my back. I might have just changed my mind. That might actually happen.
I think you might want to talk to somebody that you live with first before you turn your back into a Pterodome.
The wife was popping her head in here. But that was an interesting question, and I was curious on what your thoughts were on it. Speaking of the wife here, the other day, me and her both have the shop app on our phones, and I use that to, like, keep track of my, like, weekly purchases and
exactly
pretty much everything that I'm waiting for.
Right.
So the other day I say to her, I'm, like, looking through and I go, wow, I only have, like, 4 things I'm waiting for. And, like, I was, like, impressed. I was like, oh wow, like, there's only 4 things.
Only 4.
Like 2 of them are pre-orders that I'm waiting on, and I tried to explain that to her. And then, like, one was, like, an Amazon, like, something we needed for the house, like batteries or something. And then one was just something I'd, like, just recently ordered or whatever, or was, like, gonna arrive, like, within the next couple days or whatever. And she, like, scoffed at me. She was like, 4 things? She's like, I don't have any. Like, what do you mean that's good? And I'm like, so I just got a kick out of that. I wanted to share that story because I was like, oh crap. I was doing good.
Because it's usually 10 things I'm waiting for, baby.
Shh. All right.
So that was only 4.
Time for weekly purchases, man. Let's start it off with you. I know you were telling me you found something in the wild today.
Yeah. Before I get into that, I wanted to talk about, I want to go into Hot Toys for just a second.
Go for it, man. Your show too.
And yeah, and so Sideshow just put out the new Miles Morales, the suit that you eventually wear when you're playing the Miles Morales Spider-Man game.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is how so here's how you jump in and get these, folks. Like, me and Tommy are not rich. Okay. And these figures cost a pretty penny, but they're completely worth it. So right now, like you can go, if you go on Hot Toys, like they're going to ask for $29 for your deposit, right? You're not going to pay anything until January the 5th of 2022. And so they're going to take 52. They're going to take, like, they'll take 5 payments of 52.20 out. So January through May, they're going to take $52 out. And then you have a Hot Toy. So, and I'm talking about, so that's how I get these. Like, this is when I jump in and get these because, they're expensive, but if you do it that way, it won't hurt you so much.
Just for the heck of it, this is another thing. Like, this could be an investment because down the road, these things are worth a ton of money. Like,
they only sell them for so long. Yep.
Right. I was just looking the other day because Kyle Peterson mentioned to us that there's a Ric Flair one, and I didn't know that when we were talking about this a few weeks ago. When we were talking about that, they do have a WWE license.
Yes, they do.
Just happen to be on eBay, trying to fall asleep. I once in a while just putz around on eBay. I'm like, it came up on my Ric Flair search or whatever. $1,500 is what they're listed at. I don't know if they're actually selling for that. I didn't take the time to look into it that much, but I was just like, damn, dude, like yes, in the end you're spending $500, but think about how much these are worth, in the end.
So $290 for Spider-Man. $290 for Spider-Man.
Right. I think the Flair one was originally $500. I think that's why I actually.
But the WWE ones, they're like big, like their statues as tall as your torso. So
yeah.
So those are huge. Like, so you're not paying for just an action figure. Like, that's like, it's a whole statue. Like, so
you pre-ordered Miles Morales, right?
I sure did.
All right, cool.
I sure did. Okay, weekly purchases. So just today in the wild. So I got Eddie. Like, I'm gonna make him shimmy here. So I got the Series 8 Eddie. I've missed out on it, but I'm starting to get a pattern from my Target. It's like they don't like to get stuff when it's all like when the hype is out on it. Like if you wait till the next series comes out, then you'll find like the popular figures just sitting on the shelf. Like, it was just sitting there on the shelf. All the Bobby Heenans are finally gone. And of course there's a bunch of the carts of Macho Man and Andre.
Nice.
My other, I want to so big ups to our Fig Cave garage sale, and I want to shout out Mike McDonald's. Like, I bought 2 things from it, but I'm just gonna, like, Mike McDonald's came in today, so I'll give him the props, and then maybe next show I'll have my other purchase. But I got Remco LODs.
Oh, nice. I saw those, and I saw that on them. I was like, shit, beat me to it.
And they're in decent shape, and like, they are part of some stuff I'm trying to get. So I said, yeah, let's go with it. He had a good price.
He did.
And Mike, it came in. So thank you, Mike.
Nice.
And that's what I had this week.
Nice. I thought my list was going to be short, and then I started writing it out, but actually I don't have a ton. Mike Lanham, friend of the show, got a mystery package from him today, or the other day. And I was like, what the hell is this tube sticking out of my mailbox? Pull it out, bring it in the house, open it up. I see it's from him. He sent me randomly a Razor Ramon Defining Moments figure poster. I have a Hulk Hogan one hanging up in my toy room here. They get out at like events. I think I had the Razor Ramon one. I know obviously I got the Hogan one and held on to it. And there's a Sting one out there, DJ. But it was like all the defining moments from like that era that are like when they brought the line back, basically they handed out these posters with like checklists on the back and stuff. So that was in there. There's also a huge ass Ric Flair wall, like door poster that actually had not way back, but a couple years ago.
Was it one of those that you measure your height to it, or
no? This is advertisement. Like, that's how big. And so he sent me that. I had the crazy thing is I had this poster at our old house, and like when we were moving, it was on the back door of the back of the door of my office. And when we moved, I just took it down. I was like, not going to do anything with this. Like, I'm not going to put it up in the new house or anything like that. I threw it away. And then Mike sent it back to me, and I opened it up, and I got all those feelings back. I was like, man, I'm actually glad I have this. I might have to put it up and take a picture. And put it up. So right now it's sitting in the tube. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. The thing is freaking huge. Like, it's like a life-size poster. It's insane. It actually might be bigger than life-size. What else did I get? Yeah. Oh, dude, the frame for that would honestly probably be like $500. I took part in a pre-order for our buddy Blev's Magnets. Josh is making more magnets. This is a pre-order for Atom Bomb.
Okay.
Showing that if you guys are listening just to the audio version, showing our weekly purchases on the YouTube video that we're recording. So, Atom Bomb Magnet. He's going to go with Tommy Paradise, Ric Flair, and Hollywood Hogan in my little Blev's Magnet collection. Remember, you can find him on Facebook if you want to order. And then through the Fig Cave garage sale or yard sale, whatever you want to call it, flea market, whatever you want to call it, I got from, I'm probably going to say his name wrong, Jimmy Pietra Fessa, but I'm probably saying that wrong, but he runs J&J Co-Figures, J&J Co-Figures. And I got Ric Flair, WCW, Monday Nitro, original San Francisco Toy Makers, the purple Ric Flair. I have the blue one. Now I got the purple one. There's like 3 or 4 others that I need. I want to try to get all the colors. So same thing. He was tempting me. He's like, he dropped the price on it after it didn't sell right away. And I was like, oh, I'm so tempted. So he hooked me up with this and threw a little coupon in here and says, thanks for your purchase. If you order from him, you can use the code PIRATE and save 15% off your order during the WrestleMania 37 sale from April 7th to April 11th. So keep that in mind.
I like the code.
I got something on here that I wrote down that I don't remember. Oh, yes. Okay. Anyway, sorry, got sidetracked there. I got the Macho Man Ultimate Edition. Can't wait to open this. I'm going to open this, I think, I'm going to do an unboxing of this on our YouTube. But this figure so far, like, I just keep staring at it. I'm like, this is the Macho Man I remember and I loved as a kid. This is such a good figure. Such a good figure. And the Ultimates don't disappoint. I got the Pro Wrestling Crate for this month, which came with, I did an unboxing on our YouTube channel. Actually did the unboxing in the Fig Cave and then posted it on the YouTube channel. Came with a Rainmaker Okada t-shirt, a Maverick Cody Rhodes t-shirt, which we're giving away if you retweet this episode. Retro Owen Hart Micro Brawler, Deathmatch compilation DVD, a Teddy Long autographed 8x10, which I was pretty excited about. Macho Man Randy Savage Micro Brawler socks, which I wore and were actually super comfortable. A Bully Ray exclusive pin, and then a Warhouse ruler. So pretty good Pro Wrestling Crate this month. And then I got some Dumb and Dumber pops. I got Harry and Lloyd in the blue and orange suit.
Harry.
That's it. Before we jump into Falls Count Anywhere, I do want to just shout out these guys are in the major podcast group, and they're called Barrio Toys and Collectibles. They are in they just opened their store February 20th. They're in California, actually, DJ. I'm trying to
I'm gonna go. I'm definitely going. I'm gonna go.
All right. You got to let me know
because
they posted a couple things that I want, and I asked them if they ship, and they don't right now. So if you're going,
I got you.
But the story behind these guys is they opened up a store. Basically, that one of the children has autism, and the story behind it is that the dad opened the store so that him and the son with autism could work together. So definitely check this store out. If you're in the California area, they're not shipping yet. I just wanted to give them a shout out though, just because I thought the story was pretty cool. And their store looks stocked if you haven't been there yet. So definitely check it out. They got some good stuff. It looks like it's Barrio Toys and Collectibles. Check them out for show. I'm trying to find excuse me, trying to find what where in California they are, but They don't have their address in their Instagram, but check it out for sure. Father and son owned, veteran owned, autistic owned. Very, very cool stuff. They buy, sell, and trade. Barrio Toys. It's at Barrio Toys on Instagram.
It's actually it's on there. It's 100 Atkinson Street in Roseville, California.
Awesome. All right, let's get to Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we do whatever the hell we want. We talk about what we want. I mentioned that we don't really have a whole lot actually in Falls Count Anywhere this week, but we got a March Madness bracket coming where we're going to do the restaurants. We can find out what the #1 restaurant in America is.
Find out.
Run in podcast listeners. Let me just run down the list here of anything that you can probably think of, we have on our list. So
yeah, pretty much.
We also got some news today that there's a G.I. Joe movie coming to Amazon. Hopefully it's good. The G.I. Joe movies have not been very good historically.
Well, okay. You can't kill Duke, okay, at the beginning of the second movie. Marlon Wayans is not an action star.
Neither is Rihanna.
Neither is who?
Rihanna. She's in one of them.
That's right. Okay. And and why would you make they made what's his name? Frazier. They made him Brandon Frazier. They made him Flint. Like, wait, what? So it very bad casting is basically what happened in the first couple of movies, and bad decisions. Hopefully, like you said, please, this is very easy to achieve, to have a movie that can achieve here.
Right. Don't overthink it. Make it good. Don't fuck it up. Just do a good job. That's all you got to do.
Right.
All you got to do is do a good job.
It's like Tommy with his marriage.
That's right. Don't fuck it up. Paramount Plus is launching next week, and there is going to be a new Beavis and Butthead movie on the way. I loved Beavis and Butthead, man, when I was younger. I'm curious to see, I feel like that kind of humor and stuff doesn't age well. The movie Billy Madison does not age well.
But South Park Bigger and Badder is still funny.
True, and South Park episodes are still funny too. So maybe it'll be good. I'm nervous because I do love Beavis and Bud. They had what's the word I'm looking for? They had a revival on Comedy Central in 2011, and it was canceled just after 2 episodes due to dwindling ratings. So I'm hoping this will age okay and it'll be good. But a new Beavis and Butthead movie is coming to Paramount Plus. So many freaking streaming.
Have them looking at music videos again. I don't.
Right.
that's what I used to like, how they would bag on the music videos. That's what I watched for. So
now though, you got Discovery Plus, Peacock, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, all these ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. Pretty soon streaming services are going to be just as much as just having cable.
That's what I had to check myself here. So I was all right, so I got T-Mobile paying for Netflix. I did the deal where you get the 3, you get Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu in one package. I was okay, so I got that covered. And then I know you're going to talk about it. I think you're going to talk about it here. Pluto TV is free, and you got Tubi TV being free. So I was okay, so I still can get I can nibble on some shows here. And then I pay $50 for Sling TV, and that gives and that package for Sling TV gives me every channel that I usually watch. Yeah. And then my extra is I have HBO Max.
Yeah, I gotta excuse me, I gotta sit down and actually figure this out, because I feel like it's getting to a point, especially the price of Netflix right now. Netflix just went up to $17.99. I'm there's not a whole lot. Yeah, it's easy to go to I'm gonna watch Netflix, but then I'll flip through it and there's nothing on I want to watch, so I'll go to WWE Network or I'll go to something else.
Yep.
Ozark, we talked about this like last week or the week before, but Ozark coming back is going to make me keep it a little bit longer. But like once I finish that, I think I might cancel Netflix until Ozark comes back again. I might just start playing
even Prime. Yeah, because people are going to like even movies are starting to come out on like you're going to have Coming to America 2 on Prime.
Yep. Yeah, you brought it up, man. We started this segment a couple weeks ago. This was your idea. Just what you're watching, with a pandemic going on. And people are watching more streaming and binge watching more than ever.
Yes.
So I just discovered Pluto TV this week. David C. Anderson, who is a member of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast group, he posted that there is a channel on there dedicated just to The Price is Right.
Yep.
So that piqued my interest. And then Phil messaged us about it, and said pretty much the same thing. So I was
it's a steal.
Yeah, I'm gonna download
this app is a steal.
And for the wrestling fans, there's like 2 channels of all wrestling.
Yes.
There's an Impact channel.
There's an Impact channel.
And there is there's another, I want to say it's Beyond Wrestling, which is actually local to like my area. They have their own channel. And then you have the Price is Right channel. There's a Ninja Turtles channel. Like this app is free. Pluto TV. It's free.
Oh shit. Maybe we got to get our channel.
and you get all this stuff. Like I'm putting it on right now. It's unbelievable. I was like,
no, it's a steal. It's a steal.
Just flipping through this. Oh, there was a 90210 channel. I watched that for a pretty extended period of time. A couple days ago. So that's what I've been watching is just Pluto TV.
I used to get so mad. Like I watched the show, but I used to get mad that like the girls at my high school, here they are expecting us. Well, they expecting us to act like this 30-year-old man that's playing a high school kid on this television show. And it's just like, you guys realize it's a television show, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I just put on the wrestling channel on Pluto TV, and it is, I just turned it off by accident. It's not, they were showing Beyond Wrestling. It's just a pro wrestling channel. So this is Urban Wrestling Federation that's on right now. So yeah, you don't know what you're going to see. The dude wrestling looks like Shannon Moore actually right now. I don't think it is Shannon Moore, but it kind of looks like him.
It might be.
So yeah, definitely check this out, man. Like, yep, Impact has their own channel. They like right now, Asylum Years is on. This is from 2003. So some good stuff on here, man. I'm telling you. Pluto TV, it's free. DJ, what?
Well, I put like the reason why I put WandaVision in here is like, so it's a half, like the thing about WandaVision is that it's a half hour. And because there's so much going on, that half hour goes really fast. So for those of you that probably watched the first episode and you were like, what the hell is this? Or you just held out, I would say now would be a good time to go ahead and binge it. Because now like we're coming to like the last couple of episodes, you'll get a good few episodes that you can watch and not have to like watch a half hour or something and wait a whole week to see what happens next. So yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead and I'm green light. Go if you haven't done it, go watch some WandaVision. It's a great show.
That's what I'm hearing too, is like you got to get through the first 2 episodes and then it gets really fun and good.
Ties in. Like, just put it that way. It's weird. It's very weird at the front end, but pay attention to what you're looking at, and it does everything ties in. Trust me.
And I think me and my kid are gonna start it. I think we said tomorrow.
Okay.
Me and him have just been trying.
I think it might be the finale tomorrow.
Oh, so the whole thing then. Yeah, because then exactly. And Winter Soldier start like right after that.
Correct.
So I got to tell them we got to get all caught up. So
right, because see, they're probably going to tie together, like you know how Marvel does it. Something's going to tie to from her show to the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep. It's my kid is all about binging. Like he binge watched Stranger Things in like a summer, like all 3 seasons.
I think I did that too.
Mandalorian, he loves Mandalorian. So like I'm gonna try to get him to watch all of this tomorrow as soon as he gets home from school. Like, get your ass on the couch. Let's watch some WandaVision.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week, DJ, man. What do you think? It's time to wrap things up. Dude, next time we talk to each other, or not next time we talk to each other, next time we record an episode, you're going to be getting ready to get on a plane to come out here and actually meet each other in person. We've never done this. I don't know if people realize this. I know we talked about it in the beginning, sometimes on the Q&A episodes. Me and DJ don't know each other. We've never met in real life. We've talked to each other through Zoom, through StreamYard, through Facebook Messenger, through Instagram messages and stuff. It's going to be wild. We're going to record it too. We're going to make a vlog out of the whole thing. So,
oh yeah, because I got some hella layovers because it's not a lot of planes going to where you live. So
dude, I think I said this last week to you. Like when me and my wife went out to LA, it was like direct flight, no issues, direct flight, and it was $300.
Well, I ain't doing that.
Direct flight home. It was a red eye.
I'm gonna be sleeping at. I'm gonna be sleeping at one of these airports.
Crazy. All right, guys, time to start wrapping things up. We got some shout outs we got to give. Of course, we got to shout out the Fig Cave podcast, our boy Phil Gentile. He's got some great interviews on there.
Yes, he does.
Right now, I'm actually like an episode or two behind on actually a couple different podcasts. So I got to catch up and listen to his. So make sure you check that out. Of course, we want you to hit up figurecollections.com, proud sponsor of the Run In podcast. Extra Cooler, the guy who designed our main logo. He's got his own podcast now. He's another one I'm like 1 or 2 episodes behind.
This podcast's really fun.
I was just going to say the same thing, man. Every episode I've listened to, though, has been really fun. So make sure you check that out. Of course, you want to check out Kenny's podcast, The Call Up. He's got some great interviews that are going to be coming up. We got the Wrestle.
How he gets these interviews.
Oh, man. I know it. We got the WrestleGeddon podcast, Coming Down the Aisle podcast, Turnbuckle Tavern podcast. Make sure you check those out. They're great friends of the show. Make sure you hit up Buy, Sell, Trade Toys on Instagram. Use the code RUN10 for 10% off. And then, of course, Heroes Hideout. And then we got a new friend of the show here, Keystone Retro. Their Instagram page is Keystone_Retro. Their website is KeystoneRetro.com. And you can use the code RUN10 for 10% off there. And that's all our shout out. Oh, one last shout out. Fig Heel, who was on our show. He has a brand new YouTube video of his toy room. Go check that out and get Toy Envy. Trust me.
I was about to say I was so I was like, my collection is very sad.
And then while you're on YouTube, make sure you follow us. Obviously, we told you our episodes are now going to be on there. There's going to be a video version and an audio version. And then, of course, I just put up 2 new videos this week. I'm going to put up a 3rd video some point very soon of me unboxing that Macho Man Ultimate Edition. We got to get DJ unboxing some figures and hunting and stuff like that.
Maybe I haven't unboxed my Mandalorian yet. Maybe I'll do that.
Yep. There you go. Do it. And then while you're on YouTube too, make sure you check out and subscribe to Figure Collections YouTube channel. They've got some great freaking videos on there. So make sure you do that. Hit up prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. Buy yourself a t-shirt. Speaking of t-shirts, there'll be a tweet for this episode. Tweet, Instagram post, all that. Share those. Send us a screenshot that you did that, and you're going to be entered to win a Cody Rhodes t-shirt next week. We'll announce the winner of that. All right. And then you can follow us on Twitter at Run In Podcast. Instagram is at Run In Pod, or I'm sorry, The Run In Pod. My Twitter is at Tommy Paradise, as is my Instagram. It's PAIRODICE. The DJ.
Say it with me now. It's Fig Night 27. FIG.
LA night. LA night.
don't. You're gonna get them mixed up. So FIGKNIGHT 27.
All right, guys, and of course, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Just help us out. Tell a friend all about the show. Help us out. Retweet our episodes, all that stuff. Subscribe, rate, review, buy a shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. Magnets will be available very shortly. And I think
come see us at the
WrestleFest.
Yes.
All right, guys, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll take babies We'll shake babies and kiss hands. All right, guys. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week. Good night.